Hey everyone, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of our new ME-1 in-ear mixing system. For starters, if you're using one of the 5 vocal mixers here at the front, just make sure that your box number matches your pack number. There shouldn't be any issues there. So let's work our way across the interface here. The local mic knob is deactivated, it doesn't do anything, so don't worry about it. The master level knob does just like you would think, it's your overall volume for your whole mix. The shift button provides an alternative function to the other buttons here that we'll discuss shortly. The master button takes you into an equalizer for your master channel, and is also the back button when you're inside a menu. The recall button allows you to recall your own personal mix that you've saved from a previous week. The group button allows you to dive into more channels that can be within one of your buttons at the bottom here. The solo button allows you to listen to just a single channel. So for example, if you're vocal 3 and you want to hear your vocal mic and nobody else's and no other instruments, then you can press the solo button. It will start blinking and you won't hear anything else other than vocal 3. Press it again to deactivate it. Same thing over here. If you don't want to hear vocal 3, but you want to hear everything else, then you can just mute it, pressing the mute button. So if you go to other channels, you can see they're not muted. And vocal 3 kind of does this little blinky thing so you know that it's muted. You can tap back on it, unmute it, and you're good to go. The level pan encoder, that's kind of like your universal control. It's used to navigate menus, to turn your levels up and down, to pan your sources left and right. So let's dive into the channels. So vocals 1 through 5 are just point and shoot. So you tap on it, and then, as I said, this is your volume level now. So you can see, you just turn it, your volume for that selection goes up or down. If you press in on it and turn it, then you can see it pans left or right. After vocal 5, we have a vocal extra. And you'll notice that the group button has lit up. What that is telling us is there's more than one audio source coming into this button. So if you tap the group button, you can see vocal 6 and 7 are hidden in there. So you can use the encoder and select those. So these will be wired mics. Vocals 1 through 5 are our wireless, and then 6 and 7 is if we have to add an extra one, they'll be plugged in with a cord. So you can tap on it and turn the level up or down, tap again to confirm, or you can highlight it and press and hold and pan it left or right, confirm, and then hitting group again backs you out of that menu. If you just have the group selected and you're not in the group, then you can control your overall group volume just from here. We've got our backing tracks and our click, which are just point and shoot. Keys, you'll notice the group button is lit up again, so we'll dive into there. Keys high and keys high R is just the left and right channels from the synth. And then the piano is the piano, and then keys SP, that's for a spare. So if someone brings their own keyboard from home, we have a guest or something, they can plug into that channel, and that will be where you control that from. Back out of there. Again, if you were to control from here, it would turn all the keyboards and pianos down together. Guitar, same thing. We've got 4 guitar channels all grouped together. Guitar 1 and 2 are our 2 acoustic wireless transmitters. Guitar 3 is generally going to be our electric guitar, and guitar 4 is a spare. The bass is just the bass, so you can turn it up or down, pan it left or right if you so choose. Drums, again, you can control your overall drum mix, or you can dive in and turn the kick or snare, toms, hi-hat, cymbals up or down to your liking. The house mix, it is what we hear in the house, but it's broken into 3 sections. So this gives you guys control so that you can use the house mix for your own convenience, but you have some customizability, so you can turn the house vocals off. So if you turn that all the way down, then you would hear the house mix for the drums and the instruments, but not the vocals, allowing you to still mix your own vocal levels. The talkback channel, so this is where you can turn up or down the sound engineer's mic. So if they're talking to you from front of house, there's the level for that. The broadcast mixer has a mic for talking to you guys. And then we've added a mic for the drummer. So now he can talk to you without having to leave his cage. And back out of there. We've got a reverb channel. So if you like a little bit of reverb in your mix, you can turn that up or down. And within that group, we actually have an effects channel for the vocals and an effects channel for the instruments. So FX1 just affects the vocals. FX3 just affects the instruments. Otherwise, you can just stay outside of the group and just adjust that reverb up or down to your liking as a whole. And the last button here is the room. So we've got 2 microphones that are pointed out towards the congregation that you can bring into your mix just to kind of liven up your mix a bit, help you get a sense of the congregation's interaction and involvement. And if you want to dive into that menu, you can turn the left or the right mic up or down. But for the most part, I would probably just control it as a group from here. If you say you're vocal 3 and you've got yourself turned all the way up and you're like, oh, I need more of myself, but I can't turn myself up anymore, you can actually hold shift. So I can do this with one hand. If you hold shift and turn it down, what that does is that actually brings everybody down. Your whole mix gets turned down, which then allows you to turn yourself up again. Well, I'll just show you another example here. So if I turn that up and show you that vocal 2 is, we'll put it at the line. So 3 is cranked, 2 is there. Let's go to 3, hold shift, turn it down, and then go back to 2. You'll see that it's came down as well, as did all the other channels. So you'll notice in your headphones when you do this, your whole overall level will drop. So you can compensate for this by turning your master level up, which then allows you to hear everybody kind of how you did before, but now you've got the room to turn yourself up even louder. If you're really happy with your mix and want to save it to use next time, you can do so by storing the preset. So if you hold shift and tap recall, that's the alternative function, store preset, you'll see all these buttons start flashing. So now you can pick a button. Let's say 3, just cause. Now it's highlighted and it gives you some options here. So if you tap edit, this allows you to go in and you can actually name it so that you know that this is your mix. So I'll just go through here. So CH for Chris, that works for me. Hitting master backs you out of that menu, and now it just says press again to store. So I'm just going to press 3 one more time. It goes back to the main screen. It has worked. So the next time you're on and you want to use that setting, you can just hold recall and you can see 3 is blinking. That's telling me that there's information stored there. So if you tap it once, you'll see CH. That's my mix. If it says something else or it's blank, then you selected the wrong one. So I'll select 3, and then it says press again to recall. Now it says last CH, so that tells you that it has successfully loaded the preset from last time. If you don't have a preset or you are having issues and you want to just start fresh, you can hold recall and number 16 is just a default that I've created. So don't save over this, but you can recall, and this kind of resets everything to just a generic setting with all the channels in the right place and the levels are just kind of neutral, which is a good starting point for building your own mix. Hopefully that is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask myself or one of our engineers, and we'll be happy to help you out with any issues that you may have. Thanks, and have a good one.